Today, oh boy, do we have something ready. I don't know how this is going to go, but by God, it's going to go. So, thank you, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Terrible Knives Live. This is, of course, a situation in which, I look at a bunch of terrible gear and we all have a good joy, laugh about it, and hopefully we all learn something, namely, never use a knife that somebody sends me for Terrible Knives Live. But actually, today, oh boy, we have got something a little bit special. And I mean special in a variety of ways. Mostly in the sense of, oh wow, you're special. Today I have gotten a very interesting box. Now, first off, let me be very clear about one thing. I actually have a couple of other pieces of gear that have been sent in from various people. From my buddy Frank has sent me some. My buddy Tristan has sent me some, as well as a couple of other folks who've sent me a bunch of really terrible gear. Unfortunately, though, I don't really have enough independent pieces to build up a full episode, so I'm going to hold to those guys for just a couple of, we'll do those next time. Because today I've received something a little bit extra, a little bit above and beyond. And that is, I got a box today. This box is from my buddies Craig and Amy. They are longtime supporters. They say, "Dear Nick, we have watched and deeply enjoyed many hours of reviews, Q&A, and terrible gear and thought." I'm assuming they mean terrible gear and thought rather than terrible gear and terrible thought, although actually, I'm going to be honest with you, both are around there. And it was only fair that we give back. Enclosed is a raft of Terriblity, specifically chosen and curated from the finest knife manufacturers across the globe, representing the highest quality gear imaginable. They've been conveniently numbered, save for the watch, in the order that we thought best represented their contributions to the knife world. They are a testament to product design and the excellent use of materials. May they bring you joy and create much content to the entire Shabazz-verse, and that's a thing. May your knives be slicey, drop shutty, and without lanyard holes. Thank you very much for that, Craig and Amy. I'm really looking forward to this because they weren't kidding when they said a raft. In fact, I'm dropping them already. I have 16 different pocket knives here that have been sent to me, each with its own little special label, each with a number. This is effectively, they have sent me a tasting menu of Terriblity, a flight of freaking awful. This is going to be something that I have, yeah. Oh boy. So I am very curious about what's going on here. These are, by the way, first time senders to the channel. So I really have no idea just how calibrated their take on Terriblity is. But I get the impression from talking to them that they have thought long and hard about how to optimally make this freaking awful. So we are going to be finding out together because, well, all of this stuff is brand freaking new to me. And so given that we've got 16 knives ahead of us, let's go on ahead and jump in. One thing is, I am going to be keeping an eye on the comments over there, and I'm going to do my best to, respond to good questions and highlight excellent things. And if you do a super chat and whatnot, I'll do my best to call you out. That's always sincerely appreciated. But nevertheless, I'm going to be really focused on the Terriblity here, and so if I miss your question, please don't take that personal. So let's go on ahead and jump into it to start with. This was included in the bag. Thank you very much, Missouri. I have absolutely no freaking idea why this was included in this box. It is a diagram showing the difference between a ladybug and an Asian lady beetle, which is something that is new to me, but it is a thing. And apparently this is aggressive, it harmful to dogs, invades homes, and leaves behind an odor and yellow fluid. The reason I break this up is because this is the Asian lady beetle. That's number one here. So let's go ahead and do the honors with a knife that is actually worth a damn, and that is going to be this guy. This is the BRS Evolve Eon, which is a very, very nice knife with an incredible freaking grind and cool integral construction. This is decidedly not a terrible knife, but it's going to go on ahead and get us started here as we look into the Dalca Asiaticus. So, let's go on ahead and jump into this and see what we've got here. Maxim. Okay, we are starting off here with Maxim. Maxim is a brand that we've seen before on the channel, and it's all downhill from here. Let's go on ahead and see what we got. This is indeed a fake ladybug. I don't know if it's fake. It's real to an extent, but this is a let's put it this way. They were very clearly inspired by this little guy right here. This is the Spyderco ladybug. Um, Number 63V right here. A very interesting little piece. Yeah, I actually now I completely understand what they're doing. If this is a ladybug, this is the Asian lady beetle. Now let's just see if it leaves behind an odor or a yellow fluid. How are we looking at here? We have substantial side-to-side blade play. That's a good start. Is it sharp? Absolutely not. The backlock, vertical blade play, nice. Backlock seems to function. Is this chisel ground? It's kind of a half chisel grind. That's cool. Does it open clearly? It does. Yeah. And then look at the blade to handle ratio. Well, I guess it makes sense. It's just weirdly okay. This is an auspicious start. If by auspicious you mean, oh God, what are we in for here? This is one heck of a start. This is in fact a knockoff ladybug. Well, maybe not a knockoff, of course, because it's not trying to be branded that way. But it is certainly strongly inspired by the Spyderco ladybug, and it is a good way to get started with something that is. Yeah, so there's our very first contestant is the Maxim, the ladybug. Where am I going to put all of these bits of Terriblity? I'll set aside some space over here. So that's number one. Let's go on ahead and jump into number two. And actually, we're going to try a little game here. We're going to see if the preceding knife is capable of opening the package containing the next one. We're going to see whether this works out. Wait, hold on. The amount of vertical play in this is, look at the pivot moving around as I do this. Did it just go? Okay, hold on. Back it up. Back it up here. Now, let's try this again. I am holding this knife, right? So what I'm going to do, without hitting the back lock, I'm going to pull this back. Now that I've got it pulled back, if I move forward... Oh, it was just unlocking on me. What are you doing, bro? There we go. Oh, there we go. So this is, in fact, a slip joint. You just have to wiggle it a bunch of times in order for this to unlock. So that's actually super freaking dangerous. I'm not a big fan of that, but, you know, yeah, that's a thing. So, okay, I'm going to use this and just sort of... I'd like you to note, by the way, that just tore out. It didn't actually do anything. Like, yeah. But okay, let's go ahead. We'll put this into my box of detritus. This is to set the tone. Oh, good Lord. We will see what this tone ends up being here. Pivot play is underrated. Yes, indeed it is. So the Asian lady beetle. Why did he include this? Oh, the Asian lady beetle has not set the tone, apparently. It's up for the Schmidt collection to help us out here. Schmidt. Who is Schmidt? Is that like USA's... Like, Schmidt sounds like the action hero from, like, an 80s movie. It's like Roadhouse and then the sequel, Schmidt. We will see here. Let's see what Mac has... Oh, upside down. All right, Mac, what do we got here? Oh, this is getting good already. This is actually... Okay, I'm going to be honest. Look at that freaking flipper tab on this guy. 3CR13 steel. It's actually kind of bold of him to put that on there. I wouldn't mention that out loud. But our buddy Mac here, apparently this is setting the tone. Our buddy Mac here has actually put some design into this guy. What we have here is some sort of a trapezoid, I believe. And that's interesting. Honestly, this has a little bit more of a high design feel than a lot of these terrible things, because if that blade was sharp, that could probably cut me in the back there. We will see what goes on when I open this up. I'm betting Tonto. Okay. Okay, so I didn't know what to expect out of this, but I sure as heck wasn't expecting that. What we have here is a John Jacob Jingleheimer's cousin. What we have here is a thing, 100%. A shark of some variety with a nice Tonto blade shape. That's something. Is this sharp? Well, sorry there, Craig and Amy, but we have to sacrifice your letter to the greater cause. The Sharknado. I like it. Oh, hold on. There was a part of this that was sharp. Was there? Yeah, there was. Okay, there's a little bit of sharpness on this guy. What about the top? Oh, yeah. Little tiny bit up at the top there that's sharp. Okay, so we've got some sharp edge on this guy. That's, ooh, it's seriously assisted. That's something. Ergonomic, oh, God, ergonomically speaking, this is horrible. Like, I talk about horrible ergonomics on a pretty regular basis, but this one's pretty above and beyond, right? You got 3CR steel, which is pretty excellent, but seriously, look at the ergonomics of this guy. Flip tab is right here where you might actually want to grip to choke up. But if you're holding by the flip tab, then your finger is actually against these super proud liners that are up here, and that's really the only thing that should be proud around this knife here. And then on the back side here, you've got this freaking clip, which is sticking up 10 feet. Oh, man. Mac Schmidt, you're doing some impressing here, Mac, I gotta say. Parachuting into a field of straight razors, bad. Maybe not that much, but it's sure as heck not very good. Oh, good Lord, Super Steel Steve showed up. Anyways, looking at the chat here, we got a whole selection of folks going on right here. One thing I do want to highlight real quick is take a look at this. My buddy Craig and Amy, or buddies Craig and Amy over here, clearly they are doing their best to provide us with an excellent experience, and it appears that they have taken a Sharpie marker and covered over what was about to be contained inside of this so that I wouldn't see ahead of time exactly what's going on here. I have to say, that's really going the extra mile. We appear to have had a type MS6 going on here. That was a very kind thing. This is not just something they threw together, right? This is a, oh boy. So here we go. Number 2, pretty fitting actually, is Max Schmidt. We will see what we got going on here. All right, that brings us to number 3. None of the speed. I'm assuming that means, I gotta say the actions, oh God, then I grip something with this. Oof. Okay, again, we're ripping rather than cutting, just to give you a sense of how that works with a knife that's actually sharp. Here we go. Let's just go ahead and show you. Yeah, that's how a knife that is sharp cuts this open. So I just want to be very, very clear here. Oh, you're right, I didn't check centering and play. Thank you there. There is play. The centering is actually not bad. We are very slightly favoring the show side, as if you'd want to show the side of this thing to anybody. But yeah, and there is some horizontal play, no vertical. Okay, nice. Very, very nice. All right, so, so far we got the Max Schmidt and we've got the Asian lady beetle. Now let's pop this guy open. Master. Oh, yes. Master. This is labeled, of course, none of the speed. So we will see if any speed was used in, making this and designing this knife. We have nothing else. Ask your local retailers for other fine Master USA knives. I think I'll pass. Thank you. Let's go on ahead and see what we got in here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yes. All right. So, so this is labeled none of the speed, but honestly, I'm feeling like some speed might have been involved when designing this guy. I'm just saying here. So, a couple of questions come immediately to mind. Look, this is not the first time we've ever had a pocket knife that has I have shot this several times with a rifle theme. And to be fair here, right, maybe that's what this knife wants. Maybe it just wants to be let out of its misery. And I have to say, I do applaud the artistic touch of having the exit holes on this side and the entrance holes on this side. That is something that is maybe a little bit above and beyond. That's a level of blade milling, of blade pouring that I did not go on above and expect. So there's that. Are these actually separate metal pieces? That's a really good question. They appear to be... Are these metal? I'm wondering if this is metal or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It kind of feels a little plasticky. But either way, there is something here that is designed to look vaguely like metal, and probably pure gold. That's definitely it. I could melt this guy down, and I don't even know what I'd get out of that. But either way, probably some kind of cancer or another. Let's be real. But anyway, so we've got this little guy right here. Oh, I just noticed the thumb hole is a bullet too. Hey, there we go. Yes. Ah, I just figured that out. I'm glad I noticed that. There's a chance I could have put this away. See, I gotta be careful when I get so many of these terrible knives. I want to make sure I'm not neglecting my duties here and looking at any of them. Because let's be real here, duty is about right. Hey, women carry knives. Good to see you. Great YouTube channel right over there. Let's go on ahead and what the hell? Okay. So, to start with, okay, where do I start? We have a recurve here. Just the slightest bit of, is that recurve? Yeah, there is the slightest bit of recurvature right here. That's a thing. I'd like you to note that the compound part of this blade grind doesn't actually go to where the edge is supposed to be. Do I have a knife that does that right? Around here somewhere. Come here, knife with crazy grind. I don't have a knife with crazy grind around here. That's weird. Maybe I should. Either way, generally speaking, when you have a situation like this, oh, actually, wait, of course I freaking do. I got the Grimsmo Norseman right here. Actually, it's doing the same thing. Anyways, so it's basically the Norseman. No, but anyways, this part of the grind is extending out a little bit further. Anyways, we've got ourselves a little bit of a joy here with this guy coming out here. And then we've got ourselves a Tonto tip. That's nice. But here's what's killing me here. Aside from the chemicals inside of this knife right now, check this out. What we have here is a complete return to the full thickness of the blade. We have ourselves an unsharpened portion right here as we transition from a V-grind bevel for this part to a chisel grind bevel for the serrations. So we actually have two entirely different plunge grinds here. We have one for the serrations and we have one for the other ones. I don't entirely understand that. Thank you very much, Tiffany. I don't understand really any part of this, but that's absolutely 100% a thing. Now, here's the next question. What is this action right in here? Is that rubbing compound? Is that Ebola? It could be both very easily, actually. Oh, I should scratch at this and see if I can get to the... Holy crap, it's metal. This is metal. I am shocked by that. This is metal. It is scratching with my tool, and it is pulling up little tiny pieces. That is metal. Wow. Maybe it's an emerald paste. That's exactly, that, my friend, is Wuhan coronavirus. Wish me luck, my friends. Wish me luck. LOL epidemics. That joke's gonna age poorly. So we have ourselves an absolutely wonderful low-speed, high-drag sort of knife right here, complete with the bullet holes, the virus, and the very ambitious compound grind. Now, is it sharp? Next question here. Let's see. I feel like there might be some sharpness on this guy. That feeling was mistaken. No, not particularly. Are the serrations sharp? They tear. That's something. Maybe a foil over plastic or lead. Yeah, that's probably true. That is absolutely 100% probably true. Alrighty, so, yeah, that's definitely a thing. There we go. Let's go on ahead and move into our next entry. We'll go on ahead and use this guy. That was none of the speed. This is all of the drag. Let's go on ahead and see where we're at. Oh, I found the sharp part of this blade, I think. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. It cuts like a... What do we have here, my friends? All of the drag, number 4. Coming on up here. Moving on up, we have Edge Blades, or AJ Blades. AJ Blades, that sounds like somebody's name. The freaking bullet hole, blade hole is bullet blade hole's killing me here. Oh, this is. So we got ourselves an edge blade. This is, of course, going to give me cancer because I live in California. So keep that in mind. Make sure to tell my oncologist when it comes up. There we go. And AJ Blades. No other markings on this except it's Edge Blades. AJ Blades is really proud of their logo, by the way. They got it here, they got it here, they've got it here, they've got it here, they've got, like, there is no direction from which I cannot tell that this is an AJ Blades. So, AJ, good on you. Way to start a business. There you go. Thank you, JD Exploration. Let's see what's inside. Okay. Okay. So, we have ourselves a cleaver girl right here. I'm sorry, there was a 3CR13. Again, why write that on the blade? It's like, no, why? All right, so, okay, hold on, what the hell? Okay, I got a variety of questions here, right? A very large variety of questions here. To start with, okay, here's what's bugging me at the moment. Take a look right here. Right here. We have ourselves an absolutely beautiful scale on top of a liner, right? So here's a liner, here's the scale. There is a difference between those two things. On the back side, this is actually a steel frame lock, or at least I assume this is steel. Maybe it's poured zinc, for all I know. But there is just a bunch of, so it is a liner lock, it is a liner knife on one side, but they made the other side not a liner, or not, why did they just do a liner on one side? Look, okay, there are many questions we can ask about the world. This is not a glass breaker, by the way. It looks like it could be, but this is not going to break any glass. This is a thing. So let's go on ahead and have some cleavage here and pop this guy open. And here we go, and yeah. Okay, so this is actually in the style of a heater knife. Was it Todd heater? I want to say it's Todd heater. To cut weight, obviously, that could be, I don't know. This is in the style of heater knives, but with a little bit of rad knives touch going on here. Note this finger choil, which is a little finger choil, because you can fit your little finger through there, but none of the other ones will work, not even for me. This is actually a surprisingly thin grind. I'm going to give them that any day of the week. Is that sharp? No, it couldn't be sharp. It's sharp. What the heck? Oh my God. Ay. The Tactical Team Self-Defense and Security. I just noticed that. Tactical Team Self-Defense with a C. That's the UK spelling, because, you know, the UK is really big on, you know, knives. And Self-Defense and Security. Just nice. So we have ourselves a heater-style cleaver going on here. The action on this is actually not bad, but it's assisted like crazy. There is substantial vertical blade play. No horizontal blade play. That's something, right? This is, yeah. And then we've got ourselves some extra jimping here in case you've choked up. Like, I want to bend this off to the side just so I can get a finger in there and use it. Ooh, this is a thing. Was it designed by USA? No, this was crafted in China. I know that might shock some people to know that a knife like this could be made overseas, but in fact it was. So this is a, oh, forgot to check the last one for blade play and centering. You're right. Centering is actually dead on. And no blade play. Wow, that's actually surprisingly good. Substantial lock stick. Like I said, this one is, yeah. So we've got ourselves, and by the way, one thing that you are not able to picture at home right now is the weight of this guy. This is a weighty freaking knife. We are looking here at 6.59 ounces for a little over, where's my freaking ruler? Here we go. We have this guy coming in at around 3.25 inches or so. thereabouts. It's got a thumb stud too. Along with a pocket pecker from hell, you've got a thumb stud here. And with the thumb stud, it doesn't really deploy. Oh, no, I guess I got it there. All right. Nice, nice. We're looking at a pocket knife here. This is so in the vein of the heater world. I suppose this is a reasonable thing right here. Ultralight by Medford standards. Oh boy, will that finger choil also open bottles? I don't know. Maybe. Nah, probably not. I don't know that I could get a cap under there. That scale is off. You still owe me a few grams. Oy, 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 oy. So that's a thing. And of course, right side or left side tip down only carry. That's always a beautiful thing. Can I get AWT scales for this? Maybe. I'm picturing you walking into their headquarters with this, but that's a thing. So this is the all of the drag. Now, let's see here. This brings us on to our next one. This is titled, Warning. This knife has an extremely sharp edge. I'm wondering which edge that is, because I'm not quite believing it yet. Let's see if I can... Oh, yeah, there is a small part of this that is sharp. Okay, see, that was better. That went a little bit better than expected. So we've got this little guy right here, and we'll put him on a side and move along to our next contender here. This knife has an extremely sharp edge. Not a regularly sharp one, not a normally sharp one, extremely. Let's get this out of here. Thank you, JD Exploration. $20 to carry that for 48 hours? Absolutely not, my friend. I appreciate your generosity, but there is not the remotest chance in heck no. I appreciate that, but no. We have an MTech, and of course MTech is always good for a situation. So let's go on ahead and check out what we've got going on in here, and what the heck is this thing? So this knife has an extremely sharp edge. Why does it say that? Oh yeah, this knife has an extremely sharp edge. Right there. Use caution when opening the package. Mishandling or incorrect use can result in serious injury. It is the responsibility of the buyer to investigate and comply with the laws and regulations that apply in his or her area. I like the or her. That's very gender inclusive. You know, I can picture a lot of girls out there being tempted by this particular piece. But, yeah, gear is not gendered, but bad taste sometimes feels like it might be. So, to start with, what the heck? This is sort of based off of like a USMC knife. You know, here, come here. Where are you at? Just a second, please. Hold. Talk amongst yourselves. Your topic is why the heck am I wearing a Batman mask and looking at terrible pocket knives? Live for 483 people? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God, my life has ceased making sense entirely. Hold on. I'm gonna dig through my freaking knife case here. There it is. And finally, there we go. Yeah, we're kind of in the vein of this. Yeah. In terms of your overall handle shape, so maybe that's kind of what they're trying to recall here. Sort of your classical, this is the Ontario SP1 knife here. This hasn't gotten a review yet, but it is an absolutely excellent letter opener. So keep that in mind for future use. But anyways, I digress. Let's go on ahead and pop this guy out, and we will see just what this blade looks like. The clip is, of course, right over this texture. Clip is, of course, not exactly hardened, which is something. And let's go on ahead. The centering is no. And pop this guy open. I'm liking the pivot skull here. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And, oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Nicholas Franklin. And yes, indeed. My friends, we have ourselves a blade hole. Not a useful blade hole, mind you. Not like there are lots of knives out there that have a blade hole. A blade hole can be a very, very useful thing. This, however, is not that kind of a blade hole. This, however, is not exactly, yeah. It almost looks like this was just, like, cut out of there randomly, because you can see it's overlapping the other bit of art that they put onto this. And it does have the other kind of blade hole, by the way. Can I open it with that? Kind of. Oh, it doesn't lock up that way. You really need the thwack to get this guy to open. Okay. Actually, no blade play. This has the ergonomics of, oh, let's see here. I need a good ergonomics joke. This has the ergonomics of let's see here, a pillowcase full of sea urchins. There we go. That should about do it. With this clip, which given wasn't always sticking up quite so high, but and now it's kind of do Morse code with it. Actually, hold on. With this many terrible knives. There you go. Perfect. So I think that was SOS, although maybe that was OSO. One of you Morse code folks is going to have to help me out with that. If it's OSO, then maybe I'm concerned because there's a bear coming. I don't know. And I speak Spanish. So let's go on ahead and pop this guy. USA. Oh, USA is back here. We've got ourselves an USA design again. That was okay, good. Oh, no, I said OSO. My bad. I bet you can't bear that mistake. Alrighty. Yeah, so we've got ourselves a skull cut out in the blade. That's pretty excellent. Is it sharp? Oh, this was the extremely sharp. This knife has an extremely sharp edge, of course. So let's go on ahead and check that. Let's see whether this knife has an extremely sharp edge. No. Well, it looked like there might have been... No. None of this knife's edges are extremely sharp. No. This knife has no extremely sharp edge. Well, actually, hold on. The serrations are a little sharp, but aside from that, the back ones, the ones that are in your pocket, use a flashlight to check if it was SOS. I don't even know how to get to SOS mode in half of these damn lights. See if it passes the 3-foot drop test. I'd rather see if it passes the out-the-window yeet test. That, to me, feels like a more useful test at the moment here. The lack of chamfering on my MacBook is sharper than that. Yeah, indeed. So, what we have here is we'll just go on ahead and call it the OSO here, because, yeah, that's a thing. We'll pay for the out-the-window yeet test. No, there could be innocent civilians down there. Or innocent seagulls, for that matter. That's honestly more likely. Speaking of which, getting hot in here. Let's let some seagull in. Let's go on ahead and see. Yeah. Whew. I'm getting to the point, like already, it's just like, how are they going to top themselves here? I mean, Craig and Amy, they've been searching, they said, but this is going to get better. Let's go on ahead and see what's next. We'll give you cancer, but only in California. I think most of these are going to give me some variety of cancer or another, no matter what state I'm in. Hold on, for a second there, that almost felt sharp. No, actually, sorry. That wasn't sharp at all. That's, yeah, that's a thing. Let's go on ahead and see what we can do here. We have ourselves a Tac-Force. Tactical Rescue Outdoor. Let's see here. Will this give me cancer in California? Yep, indeed. Warning, cancer and reproductive harm. Now, to be fair, reproductive harm is very easy with a pocket knife like this. You know, I once asked my wife, honey, dearest wife, what if I were to have shown up on our very, very first date and I was carrying this pocket knife? Would you have noped out of there? Would you have just been like, you know what? Never mind. I think I'm good. And her answer was yes. As a matter of fact, she would have. I don't necessarily think it's, a low-quality pocket knife, but just I think this whole affair. So in that way, that is reproductive harm, right? It makes one much less likely. What is going on here? Does it not have a stop pin? Sorry, this guy just called me back. Yeah, as a matter of fact, this guy doesn't actually have a stop pin. It's held in place by the detent, but if you squeeze, then the blade knocks against this bottom piece right here. Luckily, it's on the serrations, and luckily those aren't sharp anyways. So you've got yourself one of those grip exercises, right? So next time I want to, ow, but it's got these things on there, so it's not very good at it. Yeah. So I got myself a grip trainer. If I ever want to become a rock climber, I can jump onto this. Yeah. So there we go. That's definitely a thing. But let's go ahead and see what's inside this next one, aside from cancer and reproductive harm, which is probably in all of these. Oh boy, oh boy. So we last time we had the grenade knife. And the grenade knife, is that still around? I believe it is. Yes, indeed. Last time we had a grenade knife. This was interesting in that it was an automatic and it had a, oh, that's right. You have to pull this out. And then it, God, I forgot how awful this thing is. So this was the grenade knife. Oh God, this thing is awful. Now we've got the bomber. Tac-Force lot 147587. Shipping ticket number 5153. 500 pounds, 104 cubic feet. I don't believe those measurements. I mean, it's a little heavy, but 500 pounds seems a little much. Let's go ahead and throw this on the scale just to make sure. We are coming in at 3.52 ounces. Now, I understand that they might not have access to the highest quality of scales, but I feel like they have made perhaps an error there. Actually, I think they've made many errors, not the least of which is creating this knife. I will say that this knife tail stands. That's something I do appreciate. And you've got nice aerodynamics going on here. I feel like if I toss this guy out the window, it would find itself in a nice, downward trajectory here. This is also, by the way, the second knife in this theme here. So we have ourselves a wonderful theme going on here between the Max Schmidt design over here. Oh, that's a rip-off of the BMW logo, huh? And then we've got so we have a series here. This is a tasting menu. These things are not unrelated, my friends. So we've got ourselves a series, but let's go ahead and see what's going on inside of this guy, aside from cancer and reproductive harm. And there is a bomb on the clip, by the way, which, yeah, nice. Oh, yeah. Actually, the blade ain't so bad. Like, design-wise, it's USA, and it's stainless. That's good. And it's China, but the blade design actually ain't so terrible here. They've got themselves a swooping plunge grind. This is sort of like a Yenzansu sort of blade, right? I could see this being like the giant mouse. I'm not saying this is a giant mouse, by the way. I'm just saying that the blade itself is actually not out of line here. The thickness at the edge, yeah, that's a little out of line. But this guy is itself, not completely unreasonable. Is it sharp? Maybe. Could be. Might be. Let's see here. No. Oh, hold on. I got a really good bite on it and got a little bit of sharpness in there. This is, yeah, ergonomics. Let's see what we got here. The ergonomics are roughly no. Just no. Because you got this fin stabbing you in the arm here. You got your clip up here. Just no. The ergonomics are a 0. You receive no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. That kind of situation here. I'm digging the fact that the blade hole is not in any way aligned with the opening there. That's good. Hey, Keith, good to see you. This is the, appreciate the donation. The return of the grenade. It's got the lanyard hole in the back here, which is nice. You could attach streamers and whatnot, then you could use this as a lawn dart, right? That is not advice. Do not do this. Do not buy this. Do not anything that you see in here today. I am a trained freaking professional. No, actually, I am a complete amateur jackass. But still, don't do it. It's a bad idea. So, okay. Well, we're working our way through here. We are at 7. 7 out of 16. We're almost halfway there, my friends. We are almost halfway there. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Okay. Was there cutting there? It looks like there was a little moment of cutting here, followed by the inevitable tearing. So, yeah, no, do not buy these for lawn darts. Do not get into lawn darts, my friends. It's the only thing more dangerous. The wife, not this lady. Okay. I'm a little curious where this is going, because I'm going to be honest with you. My wife is perhaps more high-speed, low-drag than I am. She is perhaps the tactical one in this family. Not that she is actually tactical, it's just that she's more hardcore than me. So I'm really curious why this is labeled the wife, not this lady. But I sort of suspect, based on how all of this has gone down so far, that I'm about to find out. So let's go on ahead and pop this guy open right quick here. And here we go, here we go, here we go. And, oh, what the hell? Okay, we got ourselves a jet flying over here. Got freaking Maverick is out there distracting away from whatever the hell this is supposed to be. So, they're handcuffs? Are they handcuffs? Are these meant to be handcuffs? I feel like it kind of is. Fuzzy handcuff themed knives. Why? What? How? And then there's a key on the inside. Okay. What? In what? This just isn't making a damn bit of sense here. But they're not fun. Okay. So let's go ahead and deploy the blade. Maybe that's going to make anything better. I officially cannot freaking even. Sorry about that. My Batman mask got hooked on my phone as I was crying into my arms. We have, and there I just, damn, we're good. We have ourselves the Lady's Choice light bondage themed pocket knife. Complete with okay. I'm trying over here, folks. Okay. So we have ourselves a to start with, Lady's Choice. Now I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to assume that Amy was behind this particular one because clearly it was the Lady's Choice here. We have ourselves first off, they created a handcuff themed pocket knife. Now, I don't know who was sitting at the table when that happened, but that was an interesting decision to start with. And they decided that this spot in here needed to be opaque. That makes sense with the clip and the pivot and all of that. Yeah, I get that. But then they decided, okay, we're going to put the key in here. And is this actually a handcuff key? No, those are just cut out of the liners, so they're just a key. And they've decided to throw this chainsaw bit on the back, which is excellent. So we have ourselves, even just right here, we have ourselves something that is an inexplicable object, right? I feel like this would be something that if I handed it to Salvador Dali, he'd be like, look, even I can't even. But then we go on ahead and we go ahead and we go one step further. And we engrave Lady's Choice on it and make it in pink. Now, okay, I don't know if Women Carry Knives is still in the room. Women Carry Knives is a great YouTube channel, really focused on the good choices of everyday carry knives for women. And of course, a good knife for a woman is the same thing as a good knife for a man. It's a good freaking knife. I have to ask, Women Carry Knives, as the resident expert on women's knives, is this the Lady's Choice? Do you feel like if you were to present this to most, okay, she would never carry that. Fucking thank you. Yeah. So, so they not only made a handcuff themed knife, and they not only put a chainsaw on the back of it, and put the key in the middle of it, but they also decided to make it pink and then put Lady's Choice in the blade. This is just completely and totally a thing. Okay. Lady's Choice. I'll let my wife know that her new knife has arrived this evening. She'll be like, what the heck? Ergonomically, oh, by the way, we need to do the other things here. Serious blade play horizontally, not so much vertically. That's good. It's locked up tight, so to speak. The pocket pecker is pretty, actually, it's well hidden by the rest of the handcuff motif. Is it sharp? Let's see here. Maybe. Holy crap, it's sharp in places. Was that an accident? There is some sharpness here. It's not actual sharpness. Again, let's compare this to a knife that is actually freaking sharp, and we will see. Yeah, that's a slightly different experience. But anyways, Lady's Choice. Lady's Choice. And I like how they just threw the pivot in. It's just like, put it in, don't care. So, ladies' choice. Okay, so, we're now reaching the halfway point. Here's the thing that's terrifying me. Here is the thing that's going to keep me up for the next, well, I don't know, 50 minutes or so. This is number 7 out of 16. This is number 7 out of 16. And we are already at the handcuff-themed pink ladies' choice knife. By the way, pink knives are, generally speaking, not a great choice for ladies. That doesn't mean making something pink does not make... I'm not really, the person... I don't have the ethos there. But for the love of all things holy, making a knife pink does not make it a lady. Anyways, so if this is the level we have reached, and we're only at 7 out of 16... I'm vaguely terrified as to what depths we are going to go to at this point. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Ladies' choice was surprisingly sharp. That's the only reason that... And by the way, the ergonomics on this are just... Let's be honest, it feels about as comfortable as a pair of hinged handcuffs. So, yeah, that's going to be... That's a thing. So, ladies' choice. Now, pop this guy open. This is Maxim effort. Maxim effort. All right. I'm stealing myself here. Maxim. Quality products since 1950? In what freaking domain has Maxim been around since 1950? Or are they just making a general statement like, only since 1950 have quality products been made and everything else before then was crap? I don't know. Either way, design art in this package is protected by U.S. copyright law, may not be duplicated. Design and art. They literally put their logo on. Okay. I'm gonna take I gotta take a drink of water here. I'm finding myself. I'm getting to the point where I just can't even. Yeah, I remember, Keith. I've got the Maxim ad around here too. I've got right here. This was the original Maxim from last time. So Maxim now has a very storied reputation on my channel. But I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna drink some water because this is. I'm in this for the long haul, people. Get yourself some freaking coffee. Get yourself ready, because we are in this to win this. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go on ahead and pop this open. Let's see what we got. Okay. Is it an integral? It's an integral. It's an integral. This knife is an integral liner lock knife. So let me back up for a second here. Most pocket knives are constructed in this manner, where you have yourselves a scale, and then a backspacer, and then another scale. This is a very reasonable way to go on ahead and make a pocket knife, right? Because you can have the blade's thickness, you control that with the backspacer, etc. However, some people are not content with that, and so they create a knife like this one. This is an integral pocket knife, where the handle is created out of one entire piece of, in this case, titanium. With everything else is milled out of there. And so you have just one piece, the entire thing. This is something that is historically reserved for the high end, although certainly there are lower end pieces that have that. But this appears to be an integral pocket knife, which is not something I'm super familiar with here. And then we have, if we go a little deeper here, we have ourselves a very angry looking Native American, who, honestly, I'd be pretty angry if you put my face on one of these guys, too. In full Plains Indian headwear, complete with a, Oh, and he's upside down on the other side. And actually, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, you see this? That's hot glue. 100% that is hot glue. So we have ourselves some hot glue. That's excellent. I'm actually curious. I want to try something real quick here. We have ourselves right here one of my most favorite new tools. This is a jeweler's loop. So I'm very curious. Oh, yes, indeed. Check this out. Look at that quality zoom right there. Oh, yeah. So we can see in beautiful detail the hot glue that has covered this knife. Okay, so we have ourselves some cultural appropriation as well as overall terribility. The detent on this is not, there is not a detent on this. Let's go ahead and unlock this. It does actually, maybe it's like welded together and then they sanded that off. Because there is a liner lock in here and it is a liner. Does it lock? It does. Manufactured in China, national headquarters, USA. Did they misspell headquarters? They did. Headquarters. Nice. Very nice. And so, oh God, I just looked at the blade. I'm so, like, I've been admiring this, and then I look at the actual shape of the blade, and it's just like, then I threw up a little bit in my mouth. This was something that's impressive to me. So we have ourselves here the feather knife. That is an actual freaking integral pocket knife. The liner lock works. There is absolutely no detent. It is a front flipper of sorts, except it doesn't flip because there is no detent. I'm going to try and front flip this. May God have mercy on my soul. No. I'm calling it. I cannot do that. So here we go. We have... Okay. That just sweetened the pot a little bit. I just tried to... The amount of blade play on this knife is very hard to get across well. But if we take a look at the deflection of the tip of this knife here, it is absolutely substantial. We have vertical and horizontal blade play. We have ourselves the Indian sticker, and I bet that underneath there, if I were to pry this little bad boy up here, because that is literally just hot glue, that we would find something glorious. Yeah, that's just literally hot glue. Yeah, that's just pinned in place, it looks like. And then it looks like they've... I don't even know what the heck they're doing with that. Is the pivot just held in place by the hot glued in medallions? Is that what we have here? Is this my life now? Come on. What are you doing? This one appears to be hot glued in place a little bit more aggressively. So I'm not sure I'm going to get him out of here. Well, that's a shame. They don't give a steel, so we're just kind of going ahead and have to assume it's Vanax Super Clean. Or perhaps it's made of a meteorite of some variety. I wager... So, Finn says, I wager you can't find a better integral at that price point. I happen to disagree with you, and here is another integral at this price point. And it is a better knife in pretty much every way. We have ourselves just a very novel piece of crap with a blade. Oh, is the blade sharp? That's I got so distracted by the blade play and the integral construction that I never quite figured it out. So let's see if your blade is sharp here. This blade is completely and totally dull. Okay, there you go. So this is going to be fun to open the next thing with. Yeah. So there we go. We have ourselves the... What, again, I'm sorry I went quiet there for a second, but I just got hit with the realization that we're on number 8 here. And we're just going to keep going up here. This is a ramp, you know, it's like, how far can this thing go? The next one is labeled guano. Guano, as many of you are familiar with, is another term for bat poop. Okay, really? There we go. So let's go on ahead and see what we got going on in here. Thank you, Seagulls. I agree. These things are freaking hilarious. All right. Let's go on ahead and pop this out and see what we got going on here. Luckily, this one is not giving me cancer, even though I'm from California. That's nice. Oh, yes, indeed. Why is this not... Oh, yes. External strap cutter. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, so we have ourselves the guano knife. For those of you unfamiliar, I believe this right here is a Batman. I might be somewhat familiar with the Batman, given that we have ourselves some similarities here. So we have ourselves the Batman and the Batman. However, it is a piece of crap, so I'm thinking guano is actually a very, very well, a good way to go about it. So we have ourselves the painted Batman on both sides here, although actually I think it's a little bit easier to see when it's not painted, so that's nice. We have ourselves a pocket clip here with a whole lot of grip and not a whole lot of rigidity, so that's something. We have ourselves a nice external, I don't know if this is a glass breaker, because I'm not 100% thinking that's going to be heat-treated steel. But we have a sharp point that we can use to do that, for instance. That's something. And then we have ourselves a strap cutter. Let's see if this strap cutter can cut anything. It can tear something, but I see no evidence that the strap cutter is able to cut any damn thing at all. So that's excellent. Here, let's try. Actually, we should try some fabric here, because that's, I think, an important thing. Where did I put that little patch I just used? Here we go. Perfect. I need an extra set of hands for this, but let's go on ahead and pop this out. I believe the fabric actually repelled the knife away. That's the level that we're working at here. Here, I'll just give it one layer. And no. In no way, shape, or form is this going to cut anything. However, what it will do is snag on your keys, etc., which is always a joy. So we have ourselves the Wartech. We have ourselves a left side tip-down only carry, complete with what appears to be an Emerson Wave, although I sort of doubt that they're paying the licensing fee. An Emerson Wave, of course, is a feature on a pocket knife that is designed to make it such that when you pull this guy out of your pocket, it snags against the pocket and pulls the blade open. Now, here's the problem, though. This is a tip-down carry knife. An Emerson Wave only works when you are using it in a tip-up carry configuration, because you are pulling it out of your pocket in this way. So what this means is that they have installed an Emerson-style wave on the pocket knife in a configuration where it cannot possibly be used as an Emerson Wave. So that's pretty neat. Let's go on ahead and pop this guy open and see. It's got a low-profile flipper tab. That's nice, and jimping there for some reason. Let's go ahead and pop this out. Of course. All right. So we have ourselves a Batwing style blade, which I'm going to give you is... Are they trying to make it such that the wing of the Batman goes all the way out to here? They are. Okay. So we've got ourselves the ribbing here for your pleasure. It's nice. We've got ourselves the 3 different recurves. This is 1065 surgical steel. Okay. They gave it a number. That's more than I'm used to. Is it at all sharp? No. In fact, you can see that each time here it bounces off of that. It has a novel chance at making some kind of a cutting effect. It should even be a percussive sort of cutting, but it's not doing that. In fact, no, this is not sharp at all. Let's try it on some paper just to make sure. Oh, hold on. Was that sharpness or was that just a mistake? I mean, there's lots of mistakes evident. No, there was... Hold on, there is like a 1/4 of an inch that is sharp on this guy. Let me find it. Right there. If I keep going back and forth like this, I can actually make a cut. Okay, so we have a sharpened 1/4 inch on this knife. That's impressive. With the fake Emerson Wave, that was impressive to unlock. Substantial vertical play, no horizontal play. That's something. The ergonomics on this are, yeah, not very good. You know those batarangs with the sharpened edges? Yeah, we're feeling about that. Jeff serrations. Nice. Ay, ay, ay. 1065 is the opposite of surgical. Thanks for stopping in, women carry knives. So we have the guano here. I don't guano keep going, but it's just going to get worse, and that's going to be great. So I actually disagree with the naming of this knife. This is titled, "This is the part where you're thinking that it can't get more terrible." No, actually, my friend, I'm sorry. This is the part where I was thinking it couldn't get more terrible. I was already thinking that it couldn't get any worse than this, but then we busted out the appropriation feather here, and then we busted out the guano. And good Lord, how could you have such little lockup and so much lock stick? That's impressive. Now let's go on ahead and see what. Oh, hold on. I got to get the guano out here to open this up, and I'll use that sharpened 1/4 inch. Just slow and steady here. There we go. Got it. Mostly. There's some ripping. Hey, it's good. Rip me anyways. Come off it, you little shit. Okay, there we go. So this is the part where I think it can't get more terrible. I will take your word there. I think we've already reached that point, but we're going to keep going. We got to blaze ahead, my friends. This is Master's Collection. It's not Master Cutlery, it's Master's Collection. That means that somewhere out there, this is not the first Master's Collection knife we've seen before, but this is Master's Collection. Somewhere out there, there is Master. Master has a collection, and this is part of it. So, Master, let's see what's in your collection, my friend. Is this giving me cancer? No. Probably, but no. All right. Go ahead, drop this open. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And Master, what have you done? Okay. You know, I feel like at some level I'm a little more okay with this than many that we've looked at here, because this is at least in an established pattern, right? This is a dragon knife. Dragon knives are not unfamiliar. It is the rainbow-colored anodization. That's something. It is giving the Super Steel Steve. It's giving the Lady of the Sea a run for the money. Yeah, that's for damn sure. So we've got that there. We have the same pattern on the other side. Oh no, it's mirrored. That's nice something. The clip is on top of that, so that's good. Let's take a look at this clip here. Yeah, it's not super hardened, but that's okay. Who needs spring steel for a clip anyways? Let's see here. Now I know it's a... There we go. Now let's go ahead and pop this open. Okay. So, this has some skin disease or another. I've heard of rust. I've heard of corrosion. I've never heard of a skin disease. I feel like I very badly want to go get some hand lotion and apply it to this guy right here, because I'm feeling like this guy could use some serious skin care regimen changes. We have right here a logo here that is J... I have no idea what that letter is. S? B? Yeah. That's a thing. It's an USA design, though. So we got that. That's good. We have ourselves a nicely recurved... Well, it's not quite recurved, except just a little bit down here. And then we have ourselves a random Chinese character in here. So, if anybody happens to speak Chinese, please feel free to let me know what this character here means. I have no idea what orientation it should actually be in. But it sure looks like Chinese, or maybe it's not anything at all. Maybe it's, oh, it looks like we're seeing dragon. Dragon, although that doesn't quite look... Anyways, I am Your dragon would make sense there. Knife scales should be on the handle, not the blade. You're right, Nate. How the heck did I not realize this? This has scales on the blade rather than on the scales. That doesn't make any freaking sense. I'm sorry. If you drop it to the ocean, Poseidon will bring it to the surface. I will do that. I will commit this to the sea like the freaking... Wow, that was bad. Check the thumb stud action on this. Oh, now I got it. I just needed to choke up a little bit further. Blade play. Check. And check. Okay. Yeah, we got blade play. That's good. Sharpness. Let's go on ahead and see whether the dragon has any bite to it. Yeah, there's a little tiny bit of it that does. Yeah, like right here, there's a little tiny sharp area. That's something. I got something. Pour some salt water in there for lubrication. Oh, yeah. So we have ourselves a dragon knife where the scales are on the blade with a very serious skin disorder and a J something or another design, which is pretty excellent. Reminder that we're using up limited resources for crap like this. Yeah, indeed. There's a factory someplace that could be making water filters for Uganda and is producing this instead. That is the terribility of the world, I suppose. Hey, Metal Complex, just saw you come in there. So, is the back of this thing sharp? I feel like there was a sharp region up here, too. Well, either way, I'm going to be honest with you here. You said this is the part where I thought it couldn't get more terrible. I feel like it might have already been more terrible before. It's just maybe different definitions of terribility. But either way, let's go on ahead and move on to our next one here. Where were we? Was that 10? That was 10. All right, that puts us into 11. 11. Geometric excellence. So we have ourselves here the Tesla super truck of pocket knives. Let's go on ahead and see. By the way, I have to applaud the wrapping job. Like, you have put more care into wrapping these boxes than I have ever put into all of the Christmas wrapping that I've done for my entirety of my freaking life. Like, I have never, ever put this much care into wrapping any damn thing, let alone wrapping 16 different terrible knives. So I have to say, I am duly impressed. That almost feels sharp. Is there a sharp part of this blade? There is. I missed a sharp area. Check this out. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got some sharpness here. Amy's the excellent. Hey, see Pearl, good to see you. He's in the chat. Everybody, feel free to thank him for this smorgasbord of shoddy knife making. So, let's go ahead and pop this guy the rest of the way open. And let's pop this here. I'm taking advantage of this rare moment of actual cutting power. And we have ourselves a Tac-Force Speedster model. Speedster model. All right, here we go. A Speedster model. I guess that's one way to lose weight when modeling. Anyways, I digress. All bodies are beautiful, etc. Geometric excellence, again, is our title here. Go ahead and pop this out. Here we go. And... Come on, excellence. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, to start with, we have ourselves a fire department logo. Here, I'll bust out the loop again, because I feel like there's something to be learned from this wonderful experience right here. Let's go ahead and put you right on up here, and then put this right here. Does that actually win us much? Yeah, a little bit. So anytime that you see firefighter or police or maybe the logo of a service on a pocket knife, it is going to be pretty terrible. Generally speaking, this is not something that you put on a knife that you give a damn about. This is something that you put on a knife that is going to be absolutely freaking terrible. So be careful about that. If anybody you know or love is a firefighter, the very best thing you can do to ensure their safety is to make sure they are not carrying a knife like this. We have ourselves a glass breaker of some variety. I'm not going to test it, but it could be. And we have ourselves a ready attachment point for a tip-down clip, by the way. But they're a tip-up clip. But no, not quite. Not going there. This is, ergonomically speaking, Pretty interesting. They've got them the opening disc up at the top here. Is that loose? There appears to be some opening disc play. That's good. Let's see if I can even freaking use. Oh my God. I don't know what I expected opening this up, but I wasn't that. Ugh. Ugh. I was thinking to myself, this ain't that geometric. Oh my God. So, yeah, sorry. Give me a second. I'm going to drink some water here. This is. How do I approach this? Okay. No. Just no. Someday, somewhere, you might be in a boardroom. You might be in a place where you have to make a decision, and that decision will be about blade shapes. And somebody might put something like this up on a screen. Maybe it's in an innocent PowerPoint presentation. Maybe it's something else entirely. But someday you will be in a position where maybe you can stop this. And the answer to that is no. Just say no. What you have here are VEF serrations. The serrations look like the shape of elementary school crafting scissors. Yeah, that sounds about right. You have here an attempt at VEF-style serrations. That's VEFF. Those of you taking notes at home, which are a fine method of doing serrations, if you like big old serrations. But one thing you will notice here, among all of the other big buckets of nope, is that the blade actually is unsharpened on these flat areas here, because they didn't put the serrations in deep enough. So what you actually end up with is sharp, well, actually, I doubt that's sharp, and then nothing, then sharp, then nothing, then sharp, then nothing, then sharp. That's pretty stellar. Then we've got this area here with a relatively thick behind the edge chisel grind. Does it not lock up? For a second there, it felt like it wasn't locking up. Okay, maybe I was using the open disc, so it didn't lock up fully. Substantial side-to-side blade play, no up and down, that's something. Oh, God, and then I look at the blade again, and it's just like a dry heave of excellence. Reminder. We are not done yet. So we have a blade here. Is it sharp? I'm going to test each serration. That one was sharp. That one was not. That one was sharp. That one looked like it had a sharp moment there. And then the rest of it is not. Yeah, so you're getting basically a combination of cut, rip, cut, depending on which of the serrations you're in. That's... Why? What compels these people? Why? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go on ahead and move on. I can't even with this blade anymore. I truly... I need to close this for my own mental health, right? You know, H.P. Lovecraft, in his vast oeuvre of suspiciously racist literature, has a wonderful, in his Gothic horror book, has this concept of sights, mere sights, which are enough themselves to give you a madness, to drive a man to complete and total insanity. Just by seeing, just by laying eyes on some ancient evil, you are driven mad, unable to function in society again. I feel like we've got a little bit of that going on right up here. So in the interest of your sanity, let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Yeah. So, one more time with feeling. Oh, Greg, Amy, what are you doing to me here? So Much Utility is the name of this one. I feel like I'm at a Michelin star crappy knife experience here with the 10-course tasting, 16-course tasting menu of Terriblity. Let's see what we got here from MTech Ballistic. Is this giving me cancer? No. Okay. Maybe it just is. Okay. This actually is not so unfamiliar. Again, we have ourselves a tip-down knife with an Emerson-style wave right here. Or maybe that's meant to be a bottle opener. Well, that's a fucking Phillips head. And the flipper tab is a flathead screw. Okay. I was just thinking to myself, well, come on, Craig, Amy, you're slipping here. This isn't that crazy. I've seen knives that are way worse. I've featured knives that are way worse. What are you getting on? What are you on about here? This doesn't belong in this position in the boxes. And then I realized what's going on here. This is meant to be a Phillips head screwdriver. Like, seriously, this is meant to be a Phillips head screwdriver. Let's see if you can actually, yeah, okay, you've got about this much clearance between whatever you're driving into and the handle here. That's something. And then on the back side, the flipper tab is vaguely sharpened to become a flathead screwdriver. So that's good. We have ourselves a glass breaker. It looks like it hasn't been fully installed, but maybe it's on there securely. I'm not sure. Let's go on ahead and I'm really scared to figure out what's going to come open when I pop this guy open, because this doesn't look like it's going to be good. Okay. There we go. This is a bottle opener here. Let's just we got one step. This is a life lesson, right? Sometimes in life you're going to be faced with something that you just cannot, you feel like you can't go any further. You can't go any deeper. You are trapped and there's nothing else you can do. The biggest piece of life lesson I can give you for those times when you cannot go on is just to put one foot in front of the other. Just start moving, start doing something. And so in the effort of doing that, we're going to go on ahead and just jump into this. We start off here with what appears to be a cap lifter here, which is on the back side of the knife and requires you to do one of these things. No, that's... So actually, if you do this and the lockup isn't good, it's going to close on your head. It's probably dull anyways, so that's probably not a huge loss, but it's something there. There is oil. Oh, God, it's dripping. Or is that the paint? I really don't want to touch it to find out. I'm going to be honest with you here. That's oil. Okay, so Exxon Shabazz was at the factory here. Then what we have here is a series of milled-in wrench slots. Are those actually aligned? I don't think those are strictly speaking aligned. And the inside of them is very poorly milled and rounded off. So I'm feeling like this isn't going to be a great tool for... Newsflash, I'm feeling like this isn't going to be a great tool. This is not going to be a great tool, but it's something. It's something. It is I am certainly the tool for owning it at this point. We have ourselves a hex bit driver, so we can go on ahead and put in a bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assume that maybe that one's improperly sized. This is a Weehaw bit. I feel like Weehaw is pretty well demonstrated to know something about what size a drill bit should, or a bit should be. So that doesn't work. But luckily you could, no, there's substantial play there. Okay, that's just trash. Then we've got ourselves a pry bar complete with the nail lifting cutout. That's something there, right? I'll take that. Then we have ourselves a... Hold on, I'm putting away my... We got a strap cutter. Where's my strap? Material proxy, whatever you want to call it. Strap, of course, being a slightly different thing, depending if you are a gangster. Gonna go ahead and try and cut this. Wait, was that cutting? It cuts. It's cutting. Oh my God, it's cutting. Okay. Okay, so once we get the cut started, so this actually works. This part of this knife works. That's something. That's good. So we are now at like 1 out of... I can't test the glass breaker. I don't have a watch handy. It's a reference to a prior video when I just made a complete and total ass of my... to a prior video when I made an ass of myself. I do that every video. I need to be more specific. But the strap cutter works. That's something. Now we're cooking with gas here. And then finally we got to test this blade. Is this blade sharp? No. This part isn't even sharpened, so it's just pure serrations. So what I can do here is I can tear at something, but I can't exactly cut. That's pretty excellent. Yeah, strap cutter, gut hook. It takes guts to make the damn thing, so maybe that's what they hooked them with. I don't even... And by the way, note that the part of the strap cutter is sticking up outside the knife right there. So much utility. Search and rescue. Somebody out there, oh, of course, my good friend Usa is at this, 440 stainless steel. Search and rescue. Somebody out there is Googling search and rescue knife and buying this. Please stop them. Oh, try the pry bar. What do I have to pry? Somebody give me details about their personal life. Get it? I'm prying? Okay. No, don't. Do not in the chat. I do not need to know what goes on with your pink fuzzy handcuff knife during the nighttime. Pry the medallions. Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, pry the medallions. Let's see if this works. No, that's too thick for that, but I might be able to use this to get under the feather knife medallion here. See? I feel like this is among the more dangerous things I've done lately. I feel like this is a very dangerous thing I'm doing. Just a second here. As I am a hand model, I need to take certain precautions. Let's see here. We will go on ahead and put this on here. These gloves are the gift that keep on giving. I don't even remember why I bought these at this point, but I just know that every time I use them, it's a joy. Can I get this in here? Sorry, I just hit my phone with a Batman mask. Poor Indian guy, sorry. Proving that is something much, much softer than steel. I'm now whittling. Okay, this ain't coming loose. Maybe that's the metal for the pivot. Actually, that's my bet, is that whatever this thing is made of is the same metal they're using for the pivot here. That's ugly. Can I push this through then? No, it's probably hot glued in place. Ay. Okay, so we know that there is a great deal of utility here. There's also a great deal of futility here. And speaking of futile, only the best for our first responders. I've already told you that any knife specifically marketed to first responders, particularly from these small brands, tends to be a little suspect. I mean, there were exceptions. Like you got your Benchmade Triage, your Spyderco Rescue, you got some other ones. But close enough, right? Because this sure as heck ain't cutting. Let's go on ahead and... I see EMS in the name. And unless that means Eastern Mountain Sports, I think we're about to have a bad time here. Tactical Rescue Outdoors. Is this giving me cancer in the state of California? It is not. All right. Let's go ahead and take off the gloves here. The gloves are off, my friend. The gloves are off. Uh, let's go ahead and pop this guy. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So this actually doesn't seem so bad at first blush. Tell me this isn't a freaking dagger. Okay, we got ourselves a glass breaker. That's something. We've got ourselves a strap cutter. And it looks like it might actually be low-key sharp. Or maybe high-key. I don't know. Not an expert on Norse mythology. Get it? Loki? No? Huh? Okay, that doesn't work. So the strap cutter doesn't work. Have ourselves, as always, a tip-down only clip with... Hey, that one's actually made of spring steel. That's kind of cool, right? That's a step up. We have ourselves our nice remote access thumb studs. That way your thumb stud is way far out there. That way you can... Oh, that's so it can get around this little area here. As well as our pocket peck and flipper tab. So we've got pocket peckers on both sides. The EMS little logo here is... the staff of Asclepius in the middle there, which is good, actually. Generally speaking, you see the caduceus here, which is not the symbol of medicine, that's the symbol of Hermes. But nonetheless, so I'm actually shocked that they were able to go so far, but maybe they found the logo online. Either way, we have ourselves a, yeah. Let's go ahead and pop this guy open, because I'm thinking we're going to see some awfulness in here, because right now, at first blush, this doesn't seem as bad as I would expect. It's a beg knife. Okay, so clearly Tac-Force has found Todd Begg's work. Todd Begg, of course, or in this case now Begg Knives, Todd Begg being the original designer of a lot of those works. His trademark is this fuller with these drilled holes. I have to say, you can 100% see the burr as they came out of this blade. You can see it's lifted up a burr, and you can see that surrounding all of these different things. That's pretty excellent. So, and they've gone ahead and they've helpfully painted that in there. That's good. We have ourselves fake serrations on the back here, which is good, actually. I figured those would be real because that would just make sense, right? But no. So it actually locked up. Is there blade play? There's no blade play. Is there vertical? No. You know, this actually, I'm wondering, maybe this is a fake out here. This number 13 is feeling pretty okay. What am I missing here? Where have I gone wrong? The placement on the top serrations is pretty excellent, I'll say that. But there's that, and then the Begg ripoff is good. The burr's in there. Got ourselves our speed holes with a nice little chamfer in there. That's good. But, you know, EDC Gear Dad just says, I hate to say this here of all places, but I feel like I have owned a knife very similar to this. That's the thing, EDC Gear Dad, we all have. I am not standing in judgment of people who own these knives. At some level, I'm kind of judging them, right? But at the same time, we have all been there, I think. I think many of us have owned a really terrible piece of gear or two. And in some cases have loved it and treasured it. The important thing, of course, is not that you do not own these pieces. I'm not sitting there saying if you've ever owned one of these, you are a bad person and you should feel bad. No, of course not. Where you are a bad person and should feel bad is if once you have been presented with the light, once you have found out that there are pocket knives that are just as good, that are just as cheap as some of these things are, but actually worth a damn, that's when you should feel bad. If you keep going back to this, then you got yourself a problem there. So, yeah, that's a thing. Let's see if it's sharp. No, and no. Yeah. So it's dull with fake serrations, Todd Begg holes complete with the burr just left in there, which is great. And the funny thing is we know they had a deburring tool. It was like right here, and they just didn't use it, which is excellent. Or a chamfering tool, that is. The strap cutter doesn't work. The glass breaker seems pokey. It's about where we're at. Oh, yeah, did the fake serrations cut? That's a good question. You need to ask these questions, Finn. Thank you. Fake serrations cut? Okay, that's something. So we have ourselves only the best for our first responders. Indeed. All right, Far Out Man is the next one. I'm a little scared here because this sounds like hippies. And hippies are a thing. Let's go ahead. I'm going to try and use the fake serrations here to open this guy. Come on. There we go. Okay, fake serrations work. That's good. We're pretty sure they'd be about even. Okay, I can see that, C Pearl. Ranking these, you've gone so far above and beyond that ow, you son of a. Okay, what the hell just happened? Where did I pinch myself here? Okay, back up. Whoop, beep, 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 beep. Back up. What was I doing? Did I just hurt myself with this knife? Okay, so I'm holding the knife. I closed the knife, but that wasn't it. What did I do? Oh, I must have had my hand here such that it was able to grab the flesh of my hand between this and this here. And so as a result, when I closed, yeah, this is what I did. This is what I did. I did this right here, and it got me. And so I'm trying to close this little jerk, and it freaking bit me. Okay, that's worse. This is karma. I just told this knife that it wasn't the worst of the bunch yet. And it said, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to attack you, and I'm going to be the worst. It wants to be the very worst, like no one ever was. To fail terribly is my real test. Ow, I just freaking did it again. You yeet. Be gone with you. All right. Bastard. Far Out Man is our next one here. Snake Eye. Tactical Outdoor Rescue. Is it causing me cancer? Yes, indeed. Cancer in California. Good to know. Let's go ahead and pop this out. Here we go, here we go, here we go. That was absolutely Pokemon. Oh. Okay. So. Sorry, you can tell when I facepalm because I end up hitting the freaking camera. All right. Where to start? Okay, we've got ourselves a nice molding pattern here. The Kershaw Fluffle. Yes, indeed, I can see that. We've got ourselves a bit of a cap lifter, but with two sides here. I wish I drank so I could use this. Well, frankly, right now, I wish I drank generally, but I could use this guy to pop this open and to see whether it was worth a damn. Here we have a wrench for 3 different size holes. That's good. Can you put a bit in there? Let me grab a bit here. Yep, so you could use this to turn a bit, kind of, which is... Oh, no, it's spun in there. Never mind. All right, so we got that here. We have this beautiful green color, which is something else. And then there's just the hints of what's going on inside of this. And I'm a little concerned here. I mean, Far Out Man was the title of this particular piece. He says, like, this is going on the wall in freaking MoMA. But nonetheless, what we have here is going to be, no doubt, even more special once I pop this open. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Open. It's tie-dye. And it has... As if there were any question. Like, I really feel like this is at the level... Was anybody staring... Viewers here at home, were any of you staring at this knife and saying to yourselves, I wonder where this was made? Were any of you, for even half a moment, even at this stage of the process, were any of you thinking to yourselves, I wonder if that was made in Canada, maybe Norway, maybe Iceland, maybe this was made in the vast knife-making wildernesses of Kazakhstan. No, but they have helpfully told us that this knife was made in China. And they haven't even attempted to put the sticker on the blade in some useful location. They could have put it here. They could have put it here. They could have put it somewhere. But no, they just stuck it to the end of the blade. Okay, so that's a good start. And then we have ourselves a tie-dye blade. Looks like it's saying 3CR13 steel. That's something, certainly. Are we locking up here? We are locking up. That's good. Good God, the assist on this is serious business. This has like an assist spring that's like, yikes. This thing fires like a freaking ProTech. I'm not saying ProTech made this. I like ProTech. They're better than this. But it has that same thunk sort of feeling to it. Holy crap. I feel like this knife is going to break itself if I deploy it a few more times. Like the stop pin is already looking a little questionable. And I bet if I keep going, it's going to go on ahead and it needs all the assistance it can get. Oh, man. Is it sharp? Let's see here. There is a sharp. There's like a little bit in here that's sharp. Yeah, a little tiny sharp part right here. That's something. Ooh. Tie-dye. Now, okay. Hold on. I've been missing one of the very important elements of this. So, we have the field of, of semiotics, if you will, the meaning of symbols, right? This is a discipline. Perhaps a humanities, perhaps a social science. It doesn't really matter. It's a thing. And when we talk about the meaning of symbols, the question is, always, what does this particular symbol, when portrayed to the general public, what does this mean? What does this indicate? What does this knife say about me? Looking at this part of the knife here, what does this knife say about you? Perhaps your name is Kyle. Maybe you've punched some drywall in your day. Maybe that's where you keep this knife. I don't know. You probably consume a number of energy drinks. This is almost 100% sure. And you bad life choices. That's another good way to put it. But then the tie-dye blade. Who in their right mind is buying this knife and this knife at the same time? Like, okay, if we were to do a handle swap, if we were to go this route, if we were to have this, I feel like that's a very plausible sort of thing. Like if somebody is on enough of some various substance or another, this could be a combination that would make a great deal of sense. But how are we mixing freaking Jerry Garcia and Kyle? One of these things is not like the other. This one doesn't belong. Like, who in God's name is buying both of these things? With the wrench on there. With the wrench. I don't know. Like, And then, by the way, what's worth noting is that if you look at the very top of this, the paint doesn't extend across. Because they just, like, spat a bunch of tie-dye on it from this direction, and that was all she wrote. Yeah. Okay. Far out indeed, man. Far out indeed. All right. Now, back at the ranch. Double toil and trouble. We have a Macbeth reference. I believe. Yeah, I think that's Macbeth. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Let's go ahead and pop this open. I'm going to see if I can find that one sharp 1/4 of an inch. There it is. Slowly but surely, we're going to get ourselves through this. There we go. Oh, that was just a slip and rip. Okay, whatever. Good old-fashioned slip and rip. Dare you to lick it. August, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. The thing literally has a cancer warning on the side of it. Abso-freaking-lutely not. Frankly, handling this is enough. But, yeah. All right. Double toil and trouble. The double turbo. The double turbo. Okay. I don't know whether this is kind of similar to some knives I've had on the channel here before. The double turbo. I actually think this is not that far from my my wedding anniversary knife. So Good God, this thing's awful, though. I'm liking the satin finish right here, though. That's nice. Um, there is one of... No, they both don't have a detent. Okay, that's something. Oh, God, it's a strap cutter, and then an unsharpened portion, and then another strap cutter. Why are we... With the thumb studs, the thumb discs that don't cross... Why do you put thumb discs? Do these not have a flipper tab? They don't. Okay, that's why we need the thumb disc. Where the heck? Oh, I'm going the wrong direction because it's backwards. Okay. Yeah, this is a... Be sure to look at the lockup. The lockup there is a solid 80% there, and then look at the other side here. The lockup here is a solid, maybe 150% or so. That's not good. This is actually, like I said, this is reminding me of my wedding anniversary knife. Hold on, let me move my actual knife collection, which I brought over here just in case I needed to make quick reference. I have actually seen a knife that's very similar to this one before. It's not the same thing, mind you, but it's also the double trouble sort of approach. But this one is the wedding anniversary knife because the two of them can be symbolically joined in holy freaking matrimony. It's a luxury fork. The liners make it ambidextrous. That's actually true. So we have a 150% lockup here, and of course, without the romantic undertones, that's okay, though. We can pop this here underneath. Really, the unsharp sections made it for us. It's already made, my friend. It's already made. So you're cutting. Imagine a cutting task. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that anyone's ever cut anything with this. But imagine a cutting task. You're sitting here, you're going, okay, that's not sharp. What about this little bit here? That's not remotely sharp. Strap cutter. Hold on, there's a little bit of sharpitude here. There's a little sharpness. Oh, I lost it. Or it dulled. I think it dulled. Did that dull that? Really? Did cutting paper dull that? No, hold on. There's just like an eighth of an inch or something in there that's sharp. Like 4th thou or something. Oh my God. Okay, now we check the other one. Good. That one doesn't even have that tiny little bit of sharpitude. Let's try this blade here. And then this guy. No. So on this entire knife, which has a fair amount of blade here, we have about a tiny little freaking... And then you've got this little part right here, which I don't have any idea why that is there. Why did you leave a dull portion in it? Is there a reason? There is. That portion is where the... Wait, no. I was going to say that's where this little screw is, but no. It's actually... I can't really show you this, but it's not hitting that screw. What the heck? So there really is no legitimate reason for this. Maybe it's a sword catcher. Maybe so that way when you're out, when you're a witcher, you can be out there and somebody can, if somebody attacks you with a hippie knife, you can just catch their hippie knife. I wonder which one will win. It appears that this is harder than this. Okay, that's good. So your hippie knife, you just catch it right there in the sharpening choil, and that way you're not dulling their blade excessive. I don't freaking know. Either way, that's a thing. That's a thing. Oh, this is a thing. Ergonomically speaking, by the way, if you're just using one of these knives, it's awful. And if you deploy both of these knives, it's differently awful. It's just... The question is whether you want the awful to be the back of the knife or the liners here. Yeah. Yeah. This is the kind of thing, this is what scares me. Honestly, there are many things that scare me about the modern day and age. I'm going to be completely honest with you here. there are many, many things that terrify me about the world right now, but this is dubbed a fantasy blade. In the knife world, people very often refer to this category of thing as a, quote, fantasy blade. Now, here's the thing that bothers me, and by the way, we got a comment on the Christmas tree right here. That's nice. And the fact that they didn't bother with any of this millwork on the other side, but if this is a fantasy blade, one simple question. Whose fantasy is this? Like, seriously. In what fucking universe is this thing, is the fantasy of... I just noticed the name. This is the double turbo. Maybe I said the name earlier, but the gravity of it didn't sink in. This is the double turbo. It's not just one turbo, it's the double turbo. That's nice. That's real nice. Whose fantasy? Who do you work for? What are you doing? I don't know. I just don't know. All right. Now, one more. I'm going to double turbo this knife open. Knife makers, we need to have a talk. Indeed, we do. I've had many a talk with knife makers. Let's see if I can double turbo this guy open. Hold on. I'm going to do this right. I got to do it safe, you know, right? Okay. Never cut towards yourself and away from yourself at the same time. Well, that went someplace. Hold on. Just a second. It auto-yeeted. All right. Almost there. It would be helpful if either of these was sharp. I'm going to be honest with you here. And one more time. Just fork that loose. Nice. That was actually the most efficient approach, right? Okay. Now I'd like to highlight, this is our finale. Number 16. And I got to be honest with you, I'm bittersweet about that fact. This has been an amazing experience. I want to thank very, very much my buddies Craig and Amy for sending this whole flight of Terriblity along. But already, I can sort of tell what we're looking at here is going to be amazing. Dockside knives. Dockside knives. Dockside blades, I'm sorry. Fantasy knife collections. The Dockside blade fantasy knife collections. Really, I'm feeling like that should look a little something like this, right? But anyways, I digress. Fantasy knife collections. Ask your local knife retailers for other fine Dockside blades are knives. Cancer and reproductive harm. Beautiful. Hold on. Did the handcuff one have a reproductive harm logo on there? Because I feel like that would have been fitting there as well. Anyways, I digress. Let's go on ahead and pop this little Dockside open here. Oh, hey, Hendrix flips. Twin turbo, and it's still slow as heck. Nice. Fantasy knife collections. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's take a walk on the Dockside. And what the hell? Ah. Oh, come on. Uh, Greg, Amy, why? Where? How? No. 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 Usa. Usa, what are you doing to me? No. Okay. Okay. Mm. Let's. Okay. So, first off, I I keep trying to start, and I can't even. I, then you get your speed holes, but not here, where there's actually supposed. Then you get your compound grind. With the thick part, closer. Then you got your comb here. This is, of course, a sequel to your Rayot Jack, too, with your arm hair comb. See, that's some quality alignment. Great, now I'm going to have freaking arm cancer. And then the pocket pecker is intense. And then the thumb pecker. And they've put jimping on this surface here. Why? Oh, because that way you don't slip onto the blade? The ergonomics are just horrible. The ergonomics are like Lovecraftian. They're just... The desperate blowing of that horn, it serves as a warning, I think, to all of us from that passing train conductor that the world isn't okay. There is no part of this that is sharp. There is no part of this that is okay. Actually, hold on. I feel like there's really not much I can do trying to wax poetic about this. There's nothing I can say that will tell you anything beyond what your own eyes have already witnessed. There's no way for me to help you process this. This is something that you're going to have to work through in your own timeline. Don't feel bad, by the way. Sometimes after an experience like this, it can take hours, maybe even days, for the true enormity of the situation to hit you. But once that happens, you need to be kind to yourself. Self-compassion, self-care. After this video, everybody needs to go and do some self-care. Because something like this is not straightforward to deal with. Many people have been... It's not that you're bad, it's that this is bad. Your mind has just adjusted itself to a situation that no human should have to put up with. This knife, the amount of... Thank you, Hendrix. I just no. That is my final conclusion about this knife. It's just no. 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 Knife makers, we do need to have a talk. Oh my God, what a bunch of horrible crap. Oh my God, I am... Just no. Just no. This kind of thing makes me want to go home and hug my benchmate. I agree. I'm just going to sit here like, oh God, I'm contaminating it. Hold on. I gotta wash my hands off here. I'm just going to use solid rubbing alcohol out of the... Hopefully that'll get the cancer off of them, and then there we go. I'm clean now. Out, damn spot. What sadist sends you this crap? That would be Craig and Amy. Craig and Amy, thank you so very much. Just to recap what has gone on here today. In order of descending order of appearance, no, let's ascend. Let's ascend into the deep depths of all of this crap. We started off with the Asian, oh, what was it? The Asian lady beetle. Yeah, the Asian lady beetle. I thought that was made up, but no, that's a thing. Then we moved to this, and we thought to ourselves then, how much worse could this get? And then we moved to this, and we thought to ourselves, how much worse could this get? Then we moved to this, and we thought to ourselves, how much worse can this get? Then we moved to this, and we thought to ourselves, how much worse can this get? Then, of course, we got this little bomb dropped on us. How much worse can it get? Then, of course, we have the 50 Shades of Ladies' Choice knife here. The perfect knife for your pleasure room. We have ourselves the appropriation integral knife. Which, I'm just going to have to keep contemplating. The guano. Then we move to the dragon. Then, of course, oh God, I forgot about this one. What the hell? Tac-Force. What are you thinking? And then the utility. The first responder Todd Beg Dagger. The hippie Z Hunter. And then, of course, we have the double trouble. And then we end it all, or at least we kind of want to, with this bad boy right here. And we took a looking at the musical whole of this. Craig, Amy, what the hell? What are you thinking? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you. So, sorry, I saw this guy again. Okay, I'm blocking my vision here, Craig and Amy. Thank you. The Kershaw Fluffle. Thank you so very, very much, I guess, for this smorgasbord of total crap. I appreciate more deeply than you can imagine what has happened here. I'm I don't know what compelled you. I don't know what got into your minds. I don't know what horror overcame you in the dark of night to make all of this seem like a good idea, but I'm really glad that it did. I'm really, really glad that it did. And that you've brought me a lot of joy. Oh, God, there's a watch. Oh, God, there's a watch. I forgot about this. There's one more. Hold on. I got to pack some of these guys up real quick. There's a watch. Give me a second here. I want to minimize the cancer real quick. I'm gonna hurt. Like I already hurt deep inside my soul. Why pack them away? None of them are sharp. God, the amount of lock stick here is amazing. You, Greg and Amy, you are gems, unadulterated gems. I appreciate deeply the effort here and the depths of the internet you must have plumbed for this. Now, unfortunately, in keeping with tradition, do not get into watches, of course, especially this one. I need to use the last item to open it. That actually almost seemed sharp, but there was a lot of effort there. Oh, what do we got here? The box is fake wood cardboard, so we know we're looking at something good here. Scone. Scone. This feels like a Norwegian brand, or maybe Danish, or something. So the fake wood texture is actually peeled off of this box. And the box itself is sort of falling apart, both low-key and high-key. So, God, the lock stick on this, I can't even... I can't even is what I can't do right now. So it looks like we've got ourselves a high-quality scone. I actually had one of those for breakfast, so that's good. Let's go ahead and see... Let's go ahead and see what's in the scone here for us. Oh, good, it's face down. So we're just going to pop this guy open. Here we go, here we go, here we go, and... What the hell? Oh, it's a variation of the tactile watches. That's sharp. That's really sharp. So this watch here it's... How the hell do you read this? Hold on. What the hell time is this? Oh, okay, it's roughly... So... This is terrible, but in a way that I'm having trouble understanding entirely. So I'm... Okay. Wait, what? Okay. So right now, just for the reference, right now it is 6:02 p.m. here in the... Holy crap, I've been at this for 2 hours. No wonder my freaking voice feels like it's about to fall out. All right. 412 people. What? Sorry. So then, there were a couple of big questions that you have to ask yourself when wearing a watch. One of them is, which way is this thing oriented? Generally, you'll have a set of indices like this, or perhaps on a slightly higher end piece, you'll have nice applied indices or something like that. Maybe that's the situation here. You'll get some indication of what side is up, because without knowing what side is up, it's impossible to know exactly what time it is. What I'm assuming is that my dearest friends Craig and Amy took the time and to set this guy to the proper time. There is literally no... Okay. So, when... Wait, what? Okay. So the way that this appears to be working here is that there is a ball that is on a magnet, and that there is a magnet attached to the hand, such that when I turn this, that ball is here. And so this is actually representing the minutes, and this is 12 o'clock for the minutes, but this is the time that I'm reading for the hours. And so right now, this should be set to 6:03. Mind you, if I move my wrist even at all, my minute hand is gone until it finds itself back in its normal location. And so that's a feature. Like, what time is it? Well, I can tell you it's sometime around 6. What's the minutes? I don't know. Hold on. Let me just play. What's the freaking... the thickness on this guy is substantial. That's something. The whole thing appears to be made of maybe brass, bronze. That's something. Oh, the scone. The scone. Again, you've provided me with novelty. Not just bad, but bad and new. Look at the shadow. What is the shadow? I don't know what the shadow is. The shadow knows. I don't know. Apart from being completely dysfunctional, it's a pretty neat idea. Yeah, you have to look at the shadow to tell the time. Yeah. Is there loom? I should check that. Why do I feel like there's no loom? There is no loom. The scone. 600-meter waterproof. Tell me they don't say that. Tell me they don't say that. They probably say that. Come on, pop off. There we go. Scone. It is water resistant. It is a, let's see here. Oh, I can undo the strap. It probably helps. God, this strap is... Okay, hold on. What? Okay. So you know that smell? What is this smell? It's there's a what's it called? Rubber cement. There's a it's a strong adhesive. It also smells a little like what is it? E6000, E3000, something along those lines. That's what this watch smells like. This watch smells like a really, really extra volatile organic chemical sort of contact adhesive. It is the smell of shame indeed, Paul. And so we can look at the back here. We can see this is a scone. It is water-resistant stainless steel, 5158, in case you need to pick this up for yourself. Ay, ay, ay. What does the manual say? Like, I hope this is just a piece of paper. Yeah, I'm going to open this up and it's just going to say, don't. Yeah, so that's Chinese. Nice. Chinese. Hold on. Chinese. Care of your watch. If water resistance is not inscribed on the case back... Okay, I'm sorry. We have to do a dramatic reading here. We guarantee your scone timepiece against manufacturing defects for 1 year from the day... Oh, hold on a second. This part was written by a lawyer. This part was actually written by an English speaker. Does not cover bracelets, crystals, wear to the case, or moisture damage if the timepiece is non-water resistant model, nor does it apply to the evidence of misuse. So they hired a lawyer for this part. They hired somebody for this part here. We have ourselves, if water resistance is not inscribed on the case back, your watch is not water resistant, and care should be taken not to jet it wet, as water may damage the movement. When the battery expires, please be sure to replace it as soon as possible to prevent any damage on the movement. Temperature. Your watch works with stable accuracy between a temperature range of 41 Fahrenheit and 95 Fahrenheit. Temperatures over 140 Fahrenheit may cause battery leakage. That's the least of your worries. And shorten the life of batteries. Do not leave your watch in very low temperatures below 23 Fahrenheit for a long time, since the cold may cause a slight time loss or gain. However, the above conditions will be corrected when the water returns to normal temperature? When the water returns to normal temperature. There's no water involved. Okay. I'm going to assume that they don't know that there is a difference between the word watch and water. That's going to be my assumption here. Shocks and vibrations. Light activities will not affect your watch. But please be careful not to drop your... the please wasn't there. But be careful not to drop your watch or hit it against hard surfaces, as this might cause damage. So you can hit it against the blade of any one of these pocket... Oh, God, I looked at that thing again. And you'll probably be okay, but hard surfaces could be a problem. Magnetism. Your watch will be adversely affected by strong magnetism. Keep it away from close contacted with magnetic objects. In the case of course watch, normal accuracy will return if the watch is moved away. Good. Chemicals. It's always good to see on there. Be careful not to expose the watch to solvents. Okay, hold on. Be careful not to expose the watch to solvents, alcohol and gasoline, to mercury from a broken thermometer, cosmetic spray, detergents, adhesives, or paints. Otherwise, the case bracelet may become discolored, deteriorated, and damaged. Okay, so I got lots of questions here, but one of my biggest ones is that solvents, sure. Alcohol, yeah, okay. I'll keep it clear. Gasoline, okay, baby. Mercury from a broken thermometer. Cosmetic spray, detergents, adhesives, and paint. I feel like on a regular basis in my life, I am very likely to come across alcohol or cosmetic spray, detergents, adhesives, and paints. But mercury from a broken thermometer, how often is this coming up for the person who wrote this description? Like, is the person who wrote this description so surrounded by mercury from broken thermometers that they have to really throw that one in there? Like, is this a thing? Is this a problem in Denmark? No. Just no. And I like how they capitalize watch every time. So actually, I'm saying this wrong. Be careful. Do not expose the watch to solvents. That's how it needs to be pronounced. Okay. Care of case and bracelet. To prevent possible corrosion of the case and bracelet caused nice. By dust and moisture, wipe them with a soft, dry cloth. I can do that. Precaution on the protective film on the case back. If your watch has a protective film and or a sticker on the back, on the case back, be sure to peel them off before using your watch. Otherwise, perspiration getting in under them may rust the case back. Okay, so we're not stainless. That's okay. Who needs stainless steel? Use and note. I'd like you to highlight, just for the record, that this watch doesn't have hands. All of these show watches with hands, and this watch doesn't have them. So this is irrelevant. This doesn't have a calendar, so this is irrelevant. There are not 3 crown settings. That's irrelevant. There is not a weak hand, so that's irrelevant. Display and crown operation, that's irrelevant. Adjusting the stopwatch. I'm disappointed that it's not stopwatch. I feel like that would be better. This doesn't have a stopwatch. That's good. Time setting. This doesn't make sense either. So, mechanical watch operation method. Manually operated mechanical table operation method. Watch the crown in figure 1 position for normal resting state. If the crown clockwise rotation... Oh my God in heaven. It's manually operated mechanical table operation method. Watch the crown in figure 1. Position for normal resting state. If the crown clockwise rotation of ringworm, in order to watch the power spring. Full under normal circumstances, the crown cannot be rotated clockwise. Otherwise, it will be a break or damage the effective elastic. In general, the the crown clockwise rotation about 10 laps last spring to provide a continuous walking more than 24 hours of energy. Proposal to develop a habit of regularity such as the night before spring break. Automatic mechanical watch operation method, that was a sentence. Because rely on arm swing and automatic, so every day must be worn for more than 8 hours to ensure accurate. If a long time don't wear the circumstance, should seize the first strap, the watch in a horizontal direction, then swing around 30 seconds. The spring is reserve enough energy, then wear. Note, buying a new watch. In the first week, night must repeat operation or use the hand winding method for winding. Winding loop number must be controlled at about 10 laps. Otherwise, it will affect the effective elasticity of watch. This is particularly important. Mechanical calibration method. Watch the crown in figure 2 position calibration function. The clockwise or counterclockwise rotation of the crown. The minute hand clockwise, counterclockwise rotation. At the time of adjusting to back such as figure 1 position so as not to affect the travel time or caused by water. So we never talked about ringworm. We never talked about ringworm. I want to be very clear here. The crown clockwise rotation of ringworm. Ringworm. This implies to me not just that nobody who speaks English was involved in the writing of this manual, except, of course, the person who wrote the warranty, but more importantly, that ringworm. Ringworm. Like, I feel like I want to go get an antifungal agent and just apply it, generally speaking, to this, just to make sure. And then, of course, we have a helpful repair record, which implies that you're going to be taking this guy and getting it serviced 5 different times. Oh, then they just changed the name of the company. It's not Scone anymore. It's TN Dolly. Okay. I have to say, Craig and Amy, this is a wonderful example of all sorts of things, but the ringworm. The ringworm did me in. This last page here, I feel like I might need the frame. I feel like, wow. Just every bit of that was just wow. Just wow. Yeah. So, with that, 1 hour and 36 minutes into this, no, 136 minutes. Oh, God. I started this two and a quarter hours ago. With that, we arrive at the end point. The end point of all of this. I'm going to try and gently scoot all of this into the frame. Oh, great. It attacked my table. That's good. Craig, Amy, thank you. I think. Thank you. Just thank you. This was an absolute 100% joy. And I'm so glad that I got to share this moment, this joy, this ringworm, with all of you on this wonderful California evening. I hope that you didn't have any use for these 137 minutes. Otherwise, that was actually worth a damn. That you have yourselves, well, a great deal of learning from this experience. And most importantly, I hope that you all have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Sorry, I just saw that again. Thank you, Greg and Amy.